What's good, YouTube? It's Butter and his Joe, man. Today, y'all, I'm back with another reaction, man. Today, y'all, we got a rappermentary, man. We got ESTG's Deadly War in Kentucky, bro. And we just did a reaction to Mozzie and ESTG, but now we about to get a little backstory on him, man. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, the notification bell. Stay tuned for more, man. Let's get it.
This rapper from Louisville, Kentucky behind Jack Harlow.
Wait, what?
ESTG is the biggest rapper from Louisville, Kentucky behind Jack Harlow. But a lot of people don't know about the crazy war going on in the streets that got two of his homies killed back to back in 2024. And today we're breaking the whole situation down. In July 2024, ESTG had a huge concert at the KFC Yum Center in his hometown of Louisville. The police knew there might be some issues with the show because ESTG is so close to the streets, so they brought in a ton of cops to keep everything under control. The police brought in a special team, SWAT, and an air unit just to handle the concert. But that still didn't.
Dang, SWAT and an air unit?
ESTG's manager, EST Beach, from getting killed later that night. The show went off without any problems, and it seemed like everything was good. But a few hours later, EST Beach was found shot to death in his whip just a few blocks away from the KFC Yum Center. Some people claim that EST Beach didn't have any beef in the city, and he just got caught up in ESTG's drama. But other sources say that EST Beach had drama in the streets too, and the ops caught him because EST Beach got his money up and wasn't moving smart. It's not clear exactly how it went down or who pulled the trigger on EST.
Bro, they took out the manager. That's a crucial key, bro. I know they had to be spinning about that.
Beach, but he wasn't the only loss that EST took in 2024. A month later, EST Lil Mike was on the 900 block of Baxter Avenue in the Highlands neighborhood of Louisville when the ops pulled up and started shooting. Lil Mike was pronounced dead at the scene, and his homie was rushed to the hospital, but the doctors couldn't save him, and he died later that night.
Dang.
Another dude got hit during the shooting, but someone drove him to the hospital, and he made it out of the situation alive. EST Lil Mike was a huge loss for the crew. He wasn't buzzing in the rap game like ESTG, but Lil Mike had been rapping for a few years and took shots at the ops like on the track Beat the Street when he rapped, "They hate me cause they cannot fuck with me on their worst day. Pull onside his whip, he gon' take shots like it's his birthday. And I hurt, it's only one way to deal with the pain. Go and put something down." And on the track Fill the Void, Lil Mike raps, "You know your ass ran when he got slumped. No way you making songs. If I blow this pipe, then best believe bro and them gon' sing along. He only a gangster on IG. Shit, we gon' raise his tone." Or
that was a bar. But nah, he was definitely out here talking crazy though.
bullshit. I don't know. I'm still gonna send him home. Before I started rap, I've been a threat, and I'm gonna get active everywhere else but the internet. It's not clear exactly what happened with Lil Mike, but ESTG made it sound like Lil Mike got the drop on his ops and accidentally shot himself somehow. On the track RP Lil Mike, ESTG raps, RP Lil Mike took his own life, drawing down on his opponent. Their eyes was closed. They wouldn't know, they just heard the faux Nick throwing. Even after he fell from shooting himself, you scared to walk down on him. He was like 14 sliding with Lil Green, putting bread on your big homie. Losing EST Beach and Lil Mike back to back was tough, and some sources claim that EST lost 2 more members in 2024. Rap fans and even people in Louisville were shocked to what was going down, because most of them have no idea about the crazy history of EST's beef in the city.
I was gonna say, bro, I didn't know they was getting it in like that.
EST is based in Newburgh, which is in the southeastern part of Louisville. Back in the day, ESTG and some other dudes had ties to some guys on the west side who rep the Victory Park Crips. A lot of people think that Louisville only has a few gangs, but there's—
No! Hold on, bro. Before this happened, I don't know what song I was just listening to today by him, but he said something about we was throwing up the beef for blood and they was Crips, and then he said we cut ties with those who couldn't like meet on good terms. Like, bro, I gotta find what song I was listening to, bro. I ain't gonna cap.
That's all over the city, and even the cops know that there's over 30 different crews in Louisville. A dude from the West End who reps H-Block, named H-Block Duke, got some clout when he started dissing EST. But H-Block isn't the only set that EST has issues with. According to some sources in the city, EST's drama with the 9 is way deeper and goes back a long time. But before we break down the beef, we gotta go back to when the ops almost killed ESTG. ESTG came up playing football and was a star linebacker for his school. He said that everyone growing up played sports because it was the only thing to do in his neighborhood except be in the streets. But G was actually good and went to an all-Catholic high school called St. Xavier, where he was a first-team all-star player. While he was still in high school, He was ranked the top linebacker in Kentucky with 98 solo tackles and 5 forced fumbles. He was
Dang, he was like that.
The ESTG
What?
with 98 solo tackles and 5 forced fumbles. He was so good that ESTG ended up getting a scholarship to play for Indiana State University, which
And
made
they
him the
just
first
won.
person in the family to make it into college. ESTG's family was caught up in the streets, and by the time his dad was 11 years old, he had a gold tooth, a tattoo, and had already been shot. It looked like ESTG was going to break out of the trenches and might even make it to the NFL. He played a couple
This man just said he got shot at 11, bro.
seasons at Indiana State University, then he transferred to another school, and that's when the situation went left. ESTG wasn't just putting in work on the field. Everyone thought he was focusing on football, but on the side, he was moving weight, and the feds caught him in 2016 with 12 pounds of weed and a bunch of dirty money.
Dang.
ESTG lost his scholarship when he caught the drug trafficking charge, and he was also facing a 10-year prison sentence. Luckily, ESTG's lawyer kept him out of prison, but his plan of going pro with football was gone overnight after he lost his scholarship. So ESTG went back to Louisville and started trapping full-time. He said, anything that a nigga feel like a street nigga's supposed to do, I done did it. But he was on house arrest for the drug trafficking case. And that's when ESTG decided to start rapping. He was watching Lil Baby perform on TV, and after that, ESTG set up his own studio in his crib and started dropping music. Louisville has a big rap scene, and one of the dudes who pushed ESTG to keep it going was his homie YLG Peso. ESTG and YLG Peso played football together in high school and had been tight for years. And in 2018, they linked up in the studio for the track The Come Up. YLG Peso is from the West Side and allegedly reps the Victory Park Crips, and it didn't stop him from being cool with ESTG. But that all changed when a dude named Big O was shot and killed. Big O was a football coach who had a lot of love in the city, and he also started a studio and business called Quality Over Quantity Media. But in July 2019, the cops responded to a shooting outside of the studio around 6:30 p.m. and found Big O laying in the parking lot with bullet holes in him. They rushed him to the hospital, but Big O tragically didn't make it out alive. Big O's death had a big impact on the city. He coached a youth football team and was known all over the community, and that's what made the murder so shocking. There's a lot of different rumors about what went down, but some people think that EST dudes got into it with some guys from the West End, and the situation went left. Somebody started shooting, and Big O got hit, but the cops don't think he was a target. After that, ESTG had a falling out with YLG Peso, and that's when the violence really started to pop off. ESTG was blowing up in the rap game at the same time.
I don't know no Louisville rappers except for ESTG and Jack Harlow, but he said 2019, so that means this 2020 wave about to turn everything up probably.
But a few months later, the ops slid on him after he shot a music video and almost took him out. ESTG had linked up with a rapper from Detroit named Sada Baby, and Sada Baby came to Louisville so they could shoot a music video. Everything was cool while they were shooting the video, but right after Sada Baby left in his whip, the ops pulled up on ESTG and aired out his whip. ESTG got hit 4 times in the stomach, and another bullet bounced off the whip and hit his eye too.
Dang.
ESTG's brother was in the whip with him and caught a bullet in the leg. But ESTG's brother kept ESTG awake until they could get to the hospital. At first it looked like ESTG might not make it out, but luckily the doctors were able to patch him up and he spent a couple weeks in the hospital. He came home fast, but ESTG had to spend a few months recovering and got surgery on his eye so he wouldn't lose his vision. After the shooting, ESTG had a falling out with Sada Baby, and there were rumors that he might have been involved somehow.
I was gonna say,
Once he
I
started
ain't gonna lie, that might have been some type of backdoor. I don't know.
up in the industry, G got cool with 42 Doug after they signed to Yo Gotti's label CMG, and they even dropped a collab album together in 2022. 42 Doug is also from Detroit and has beef with Sada Baby, so some people thought Sada Baby might have somehow been connected to G getting shot. But according to Sada Baby, he had nothing to do with the shooting, and he fell out with ESTG for a completely different reason. Sada Baby said he was ranting on social media about XXL magazine because he was mad his music wasn't getting more coverage. Sada Baby didn't name anyone directly, but said that some of the people on XXL who had their first million-view video was a track that he was featured on. Sada Baby was clearly talking about ESTG since their track together was one of G's first big songs, although Sada claimed he didn't mean it like that. G still took it personally and clapped back by telling Sada Baby he didn't need him to get on. Ever since then, they haven't spoken. But Sada Baby said that he had nothing to do with the shooting in Louisville and that it was related to whatever G had going on in the streets. ESTG didn't let the shooting slow him down though. He had already recorded a bunch of music before the shooting happened, so he was able to keep dropping while he recovered. Then ESTG hopped back in the booth for the track Nathaniel Forrest and rapped, "Blood in my eyes, feel it's my time, Rico speeding trying to drive." talking loud, looked in my eyes, and told me, bitch, you better not die. 4 on my side, 1 in my eye, karma gonna come back around. Out the car rear, walk him down, feds investigating us now. EST allegedly clapped back after EST.
He be talking, bro. I like when he do the bar breakdowns like that, cause that stuff, you would miss that.
EST allegedly clapped back after ESTG got hit up. And in 2020, ESTG's homie Lil Kata shot and killed a dude named The Real Lil B at his crib. Unfortunately, The Real Lil B wasn't the only one who got hit though. And Lil Kata also killed The Real Lil B's 3-year-old daughter Trinity. And in the same year, EST's ops allegedly clapped back and killed ESTG's homie Austin Floyd, aka Lil Red. Lil Red was one of ESTG's closest friends, and his death was a major loss for the crew. In 2022, ESTG linked up with 42 Doug for a collab project, and on the track, Everybody Shooters 2, ESTG raps, "You find out you can hustle, you a killer all of summer. Sometimes I wish I could've left with Red, God made me suffer, but pressure made me tougher. When it's smoke, I don't be ducking. You see me out in public with it out, I never tuck it." EST and their ops had already been going back and forth and leaving bodies on both sides, but the hit on The Real Lil B is when the cops really started paying attention on the case. But there was more violence in the streets before they did anything about it. A few weeks after Lil Red got killed, a dude from the west side of the city named Reginald Johnson was shot and killed. A dude from Newburgh was booked for pulling the trigger on Reginald Johnson, but later the whole case got thrown out. Lil Kata ended up getting booked for killing The Real Lil B and his daughter. But at the same time, ESTG was getting even bigger in the rap game. In 2021, he signed a huge deal with Yo Gotti and the CMG record label. And ESTG kept taking shots at his ops in Louisville on tracks like Lick Back when he rapped, "I talk so much shit, I need a tic tac. I got 5."
Wow, that song had 2021 on the lock, bro.
For you. Help me set this wolf trap. Started a new strain, smoking your man. This here a wolf pack. Up on the score, but we still active like we don't get back. Only thing gonna take that pain away is if you get racks. Forever get my lick back. ESTG's ops were taking shots at him too though. H-Block Duke made a lot of noise when he dissed the EST crew, but before he hopped in the booth and dissed them, EST's other ops from the 9 had already been taking shots at them in the studio. While Lil Kata was
Bro, do y'all see they hoodies? Bro, that say EST, everybody shot together. Oh my gosh.
EST's other ops from the 9 had already been taking shots at them in the studio. While Lil Kata was fighting the case for killing The Real Lil B and his daughter, the judge set his bond at $1 million. And on the track Sky Dweller, ESTG rapped, "I got pending cases and one bond that still need paying. They want $1 million for Lil Kata. No, I'm coming to get you, baby. No, my heart might get me killed, but it got me here. So risk, I'm taking." The judge ended up dropping the bond for Lil Kata down to $300K. So ESTG, his manager Eric Mosley, and an executive from Atlanta Records paid the bond and helped Lil Kata get out. The freedom didn't last though, because in 2022, Lil Kata was convicted of killing The Real Lil B and his daughter Trinity, and the judge sentenced him to life in prison.
Dang.
Lil Kata getting hit with a life sentence was tough, but the cops weren't finished with the crew yet. In 2021, they indicted 10 alleged EST affiliates, including ESTG's manager, Eric Mosley. The feds raided Eric Mosley's hotel room and found a kilo of cocaine, a couple of guns, and $100K in cash. And they claim that the EST crew
They definitely don't be cat rapping.
drugs all over the place. ESTG's crew was taking some big hits, but what a lot of people didn't know was how much ESTG had already been through. In 2019, he lost his mom to cancer, and then ESTG lost Lil Red less than a year later. Some sources claim that Austin, aka Lil Red, was ESTG's blood brother, and on the track Lamborghini G-Ski, he rapped, "Austin passed, I spent the whole next week and a half on market. Whoever out gets slaughtered, it been getting hard with our target. A link up with the bosses, I've been slimy since I started. Knew he wanted his nose wiped cause he kept coughing. I get money and throw crosses. Am I sacrilegious? Can't call yourself on my look."
Gosh, bro. The wordplay is crazy.
You ain't whacked a nigga. Losing his mom was also a major loss for G. She always wanted to see him make it as an athlete, and he felt like he let her down when he lost his scholarship. But she passed away before he really blew up as a rapper. He even raps about it on the outro to his new album, where he rapped, "My mama died before I got famous. Ain't seen me get big. I ain't get to thank her, putting me on game about how these bitches is." By 2021, a lot of bodies had already dropped on both sides, and then H-Block Duke hopped into the situation. He dropped the track EST, Everybody Shot Together, and rapped, "We get on EST for free. Ask G about the freeway. We the reason for his bad eye and that zipper on his stomach and a couple of his dead homies." H Block Duke took the disrespect up a level when he used
Oh my god.
footage from ESTG.
Go back.
H Block Duke took the disrespect up a level when he used the footage from ESTG's shooting and recovery in the music video for Everybody Shot Together. H Block Duke claimed that ESTG was taking shots at him first.
Bro, how did he even get that? Oh, I know he definitely got spanked by now. Ain't no way.
That's why he dissed him. But some people think H Block Duke was trying to get some buzz on his name by dissing ESTG. Sources say that EST's beef with other crews from the west of Louisville is way more serious. And ESTG took more shots at them at the end of 2021 when he dropped the track Bloody Man and rapped, "Everybody in the city tried to go against me. I stood my ground. Get him now, shoot back out of town, trying to make my brother proud. By putting another sucker down, what's up now? Niggas woofing, but they don't make no sound. They know we hunting hounds." 2021 was a wild year for ESTG and the rest of the crew. They got hit with a Fed case, they were still beefing with their ops in Louisville, and the whole time, ESTG was making huge waves in the rap game. Linking up with Yo Gotti and the CMG label was a big win for ESTG. But after Young Dolph got killed and people started connecting Yo Gotti to the hit, rumors started flying that ESTG wanted off with the label and wasn't rocking with Yo Gotti anymore.
Oh.
People thought that ESTG was a big fan of Young Dolph. Dolph getting killed shook up the whole rap game, and a lot of people immediately thought Yo Gotti was involved with the situation. Yo Gotti and Young Dolph have been beefing for years, and street rumors say that Gotti's brother, Big Jug, is the one who put a bag on Dolph's head.
Yeah, bro, we reacted to that. If y'all ain't tap in, bro, go tap in. That joint's a banger.
Eventually, the cops tracked down the dudes who pulled the trigger on Dolph, and one of them admitted that Big Jug is the one who paid for it. After all the new info started coming out, people were spreading rumors that ESTG was done with Yo Gotti and CMG. The story was all over social media, and eventually, ESTG had to hop on IG to clear everything up. He told everyone to stop making videos about him and Yo Gotti and said that he loves Gotti and wasn't leaving CMG. And in January 2025, ESTG dropped his album I Ain't Feeling You, and CMG was still listed as his label. But while ESTG was keeping it pushing in the rap game, his homies in Louisville were still caught up in some major drama, and it doesn't look like it's gonna slow down anytime soon.
Alright.
The war's been going on for years already, and 2024 is one of the most active years in the city. ESTG has lost a lot of people, but he's still taking crazy shots at the ops on tracks like RIP Lil Mike when he raps, different when you leave the spot without a thought of getting back. Two energies don't match. You want a name, he want a stat. Then another one, and another one, and another one after that. It's new niggas that think how since they in it, the score supposed to reset. So fuck keeping score. It's gonna be war till it's just us left. Learn as a little boy. Applying force is what gets you respect. Hopefully ESTG just focuses on the rap game and gets more of his homies out of the trenches. But right now it seems like EST is still gonna keep sliding on the ops and turning.
Yeah, though, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that reaction, man.
Sir,
That's
in
that.
reference to your membership, please contact
ESTG Daily Warren, Kentucky, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that reaction, man. It's Butter. I'm gonna catch y'all next when I'm out this, y'all.
Chains in these watches, boy, we real ice. Hands out the window, bam, 10 and a pair of Nikes. Bustin' balls, I'm in Cali every week with it. Brody, what I told you about.